In today's video, I'm gonna teach you how to paint this beautiful wet on wet sunset silhouetted palm tree painting. This is perfect for brand new painters, so grab your paintbrushes because here we go. Let's make this nice and easy for everyone out there. We're gonna use some black gesso and a smaller fan brush. Pull down a line with a slight curve to it to represent our trunk. When it comes to our palm fronds, just tap in the stem and do a slight pull and swoop motion to get the palm frond effect. Since we're creating just a template here, you don't have to make your palm fronds too big because we will add on top of them later in the tutorial. At the base of our tree trunk, let's create a little mound of grass that our trunk is growing out of. Take that same fan brush with some gesso on it and bend the bristles right below the trunk and pull and swoop up. That will create the illusion of grass, reeds, and twigs growing out of this mound. Now, do the same thing on the other side of our canvas. Drop in a slight curve for our trunk of our tree, then add as many palm fronds as you want with that pull and swoop motion. And don't forget to add a nice little mound of grass that our palm tree is growing out of. Also, side note, since this palm tree is closer to our perspective, make sure that you make the trunk, palm fronds, and grass mound slightly bigger to add to the illusion of depth within the painting. Now, allow your black gesso to completely dry. Once dry, you can apply a thin layer of liquid white across your canvas. It's okay if it goes over sections of your black gesso. Try your best to keep the liquid white out of the black, but if it goes over in sections, it doesn't matter, it won't affect your painting. If you're a brand new painter and you don't feel confident making straight lines for your horizon, I recommend just cheat. Use masking tape and figure out where you want your horizon line to be and push down that masking tape with a 1-inch brush. Take your 1-inch brush with red paint on it and start painting right above our horizon line. Work your way from the center out to the sides and create a nice band of color. This red will mix with the liquid white underneath, giving us a beautiful soft pink. To create the illusion of clouds or some low-hanging fog, we can take an angled shader with that same red paint and start to loosely freehand in some basic shapes here to give off that illusion. Be free, be loose, but make sure to keep that paintbrush constantly moving because we don't want any defined shapes. Now take a clean and dry 2-inch brush and start to slightly blend this into the background. We don't want it to stand out much, we want it to be a soft marine layer. With a 1-inch brush with purple color on it, you can start dropping in a band of color at the very top of our canvas. Make sure to leave some white space. When we come back with a 2-inch brush and start to blend this properly, we can pull the color down towards our pink color to create a beautiful gradient. A simple way to add some movement in our sky is take your angled shader with a little bit of purple paint and start cutting in some paint strokes at an angle. When you take a clean and dry 2-inch brush and blend these into our sky, it's going to look like soft little clouds and movement is happening in the atmosphere. To add our distant moon or sun, whatever you're feeling, take a cotton swab and a little bit of titanium white paint. Approach your canvas and start to do soft, small, circular strokes. With a cotton swab, it makes it easy to have a nice symmetrical circle right in the middle that will give you a lot of control over the distribution of paint. Now take your 1-inch brush and fill in the bottom portion of your canvas with that purple paint. Try to keep the strongest part of the purple on the outside edges and a lighter shade of purple in the center. This will help us with the sun or moon reflection in the water later. Now carefully pull away the masking tape. Apply a new fresh layer of masking tape on the top side of our horizon line so this way we can paint right below it. Now take your angled shader and start painting in the same basic shapes you had above your horizon line, except this time you just have to mirror it. Take your time and don't be afraid to switch back and forth between your red color and your purple color. This will get you different types of opacity that will be reflected within the water, plus it'll get you different color changes leading to awesome gradients in the water. With a clean and dry 2-inch brush, we can start blending all these colors together. Start at the top of our horizon line and start to pull those pink colors down into the purples to create a beautiful template for our gradient. Now we can work on a basic water reflection by layering color. Essentially, we're going to do the same exact thing we just did, but we're going to push a little bit harder with our brush strokes. Mimic the same basic shapes that you were doing before, but still be free and loose on top of the water. Water has no real shape to it, so being free and loose will really help you out here. Now with a clean and dry 2-inch brush, softly and lightly start to blend these colors together. Don't eliminate all the shapes because we want to mimic that shape in our water. Now, remove the masking tape. Yes, the masking tape will remove some of the color that we put down in the sky, but it's okay. Since it's wet on wet, we can take a clean and dry 2-inch brush and start to blend everything together at the horizon line. Now, please note, you don't need a lot of pressure here. Be very soft and subtle with your paint strokes here, and take your time as you start to blend everything together. When you have everything blended, even out the horizon line by going back and forth in a straight line with the horizon line. With an angled shader and titanium white paint, we can clean up our horizon line and add in light reflections from our sunlight or our moonlight, whatever vibe you're going for. Try to keep your paintbrush as parallel to the horizon line as you can. Go soft and slow here to clean up any gaps that might be there. You can also apply a little more pressure if you want to create bold specular highlights with that white paint. Make sure that you do keep most of your white highlights in the center where the moon or sun would scatter across the top of the water. And make sure to put less on the outside or fade them out because that's how light would scatter across the water. Now take a blue shop towel and fold it to where it fits just inside your index finger and go up and down on your tree trunks to remove excess paint. This will expose the toothing, making it easier for us to paint in with deep, dark, rich black paint. Make sure to also do this on your grass mounds. All right, we get to move on to the fun part, finally painting our palm trees. Now there's a trick to painting palm trees easily, and it's all about using whatever color black paint you want, but making sure that you make that black paint flow by introducing some medium into that oil paint. Any clear medium will do, just make sure that the paint will be workable and flow easily off your paintbrush. I recommend testing the paint first, and the best place to test it is right on the trunk of your tree. Now take your fan brush, load it up with that flowing black paint, and follow your palm frond template that we put in earlier with the black gesso. Simply tap in the stem of the palm frond, then push the fan brush down to where the bristles will bend and swoop down towards the trunk of the tree. When you do this correctly, all of the bristles from the paintbrush will mimic palm frond blades and leaves that just look beautiful. Now, just repeat this process on all of your palm fronds, and don't be afraid to reload your paintbrush often. Take your time, have some fun, and don't be afraid to try out different angles on your palm fronds. Now take that same fan brush, load it up with black paint, and put in just basic shapes of color in our grass mound. When you have enough oil paint applied, you can take your fan brush, bend the bristles ever so slightly, and flick up from the grass mound. This will mimic grass, reeds, sticks, twigs, whatever you want. Make sure you go across your entire mound. The only extra bit of advice I would give you is try to make your paintbrush flicks at different heights and at different angles. This will add to the illusion of a natural landscape. Oh, and of course, don't forget to add some of those grass reeds down into our water reflection. If you're brand new at painting, don't worry about the water reflection of the palm tree, as that can be way more difficult to do. Just follow the basic shape of the grass mound and it'll give off the illusion of a water reflection. With a clean and dry 2-inch brush, we can pull down that black paint into our water. Make sure your longest pull stroke is in the middle where the trunk would be. To create the illusion that it's in water, take that clean and dry 2-inch brush and go side to side with some parallel strokes. This will help enhance that reflection is actually sitting in the water. If you want to enhance the blades of your palm frond, you can easily do that with a script liner brush and a workable black paint. Just follow your template again. Take that script liner brush and go down the stem of the palm frond. Once you've done that, you can do a quick drag and pull stroke with a slight C motion as you feather off at the end. When you do this repeatedly, you're going to add a bunch of different blades to your palm frond. Now don't forget about your grass mound. Use the same technique. Take that script liner brush with some workable black paint and start adding some flicks that go a little higher than what you had done with the fan brush. Put these at different angles, different heights, and follow the lay of the land. This will add a lot of characteristics to your grass mound. To make our island look like it's not just floating on nothing, let's go ahead and add some water lines using an angled shader. Load it up with a little bit of titanium white paint and start scratching in some water lines underneath our island, but also wrapping around so it looks like the water's actually holding that island. Now, lightly blend this into the water. All right, time to paint in our second tree. And the good news here is we already know what we're doing because I already showed you the steps. You just have to repeat them. Go ahead and drop in your tree trunk. Then make sure to add your grass area. When you're ready, start dropping in your palm fronds one at a time. The only note here is since this palm tree is closer to us in our perspective, is make your palm fronds slightly bigger. When you're all done with your palm fronds, you can enhance the tree leaves with a script liner brush. And of course, don't forget to enhance your grass area. Like we said earlier, since this asset in our painting is closer to our perspective, make sure when you enhance your grass, reeds, twigs, whatever you want it to be, make sure you make those strokes a little bit longer and a little bit bigger. This will add to the illusion of depth within your painting. And there you go, you just painted a beautiful sunset in oil. You have a beautiful gradient of colors in your sky, awesome ocean reflections at a distance, your palm trees look amazing with the palm fronds, and the blades that stick down look perfect. And don't forget about your island reeds and grass that are just looking immaculate, all silhouetted out. I hope you really enjoyed this easy to do sunset painting in oil. Hey, I just want to say thank you so much for watching this painting tutorial here where I showed you how easy it is to paint a sunset in oils. If you want to see more like this from me, you got to do me a huge favor and go down below, hit that like and subscribe button, and leave me a comment on what you want our next quick painting tutorial to be. And if you want to go above and beyond, also follow me on Instagram. Now, if you're struggling with these type of palm trees here, I have a full step-by-step tutorial that you can check over to the side. Or if you want to paint something more advanced with these palm trees right here, you can check out the video tutorial in the bottom right corner that takes you on a deep dive of wet-on-wet landscapes with palm trees. I'll see you in those videos and catch you next time.